Hey, you guys remember Minecraft speedrunning? I do. I spent like 6 months on that shit. Like, all the live streams, ton of live streams. I spent a ridiculous amount of time on it. And my fastest run was a 26:53. Like, what the fuck? Why was I being so slow? I should have been going faster. Oh, yeah, that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, back in the old Minecraft speedrunning strats, back when the version first came out, everybody's main strat was a little something called Classic, where you only find a fortress, and you mine gold ore. And then get super lucky with the piglin traits. Everybody hated it. They were complaining about how hard it was to find fortresses in this version, how unlikely you were to pull the gold traits. So, when Hypermodern showed up, everybody just went for that and didn't look back. It was faster, and it didn't contain nearly as much bullshit. So why did I keep running it? It's a long story and I need the audience attention, so I'll just tell you later in the video. But one thing I do want to say now is that, even despite the 6 months I spent speedrunning, I should have gotten a better time than this. I mean, seriously. The classic strats were viable for less time than that, and yet there's still a sub-15, several sub-18s, even more sub-20s. I mean, nowadays there's nice twice as a sub-14, so why? Well, for one, I'm genetically bad at video games. For two, I actually did almost get a sub-20 run once, but it got thrown because I went off my ender eye line, because I always do that, of course. I suck. And then it could have still been sub-25, but then the dragon didn't perch for 4 minutes, because of course it didn't. And then the run itself died because an enderman killed me while I was one cycling. Can you tell that was a bad day for me? Anyway, not long after I got the 26:53, I quit because it was taking up too much time and I wasn't getting anything to show for it. But then, a while later, like a couple weeks ago, I went back to it. But when I was doing that, I told myself, okay, Calvin, you really need to just run Hypermodern at this point, because you and I both know that classic fucking sucks. Wanna guess what happened? Hey guys, post-commentary Calvin here. Look at these coordinates I'm at, only 5 minutes in. I know there's like a 6-minute entry, but I'm pretty sure I'm in this stronghold ring while I'm doing this. Because it's like a full minute after that other thing. Maybe not completely in the stronghold ring, but close. Like, doing Bastion wouldn't make any sense here, because I know that travel time would be wasted for nothing. But if I classic key, oh, I'm dead. Yeah, that's what I get for not playing on easy mode and not leaving on 6. It still wouldn't really make sense that I would go out that far in the first place if I wasn't intending on doing Bastion. So yeah, I still had a little hope held out for Classic. I'd gotten pretty good at them at that point, and, you know, sub-25 with Classic is far more impressive than a sub-25 with Bastion, because they're so much rarer. Now, it's not to say I wasn't doing Bastion strats whenever they were opportune. That was a looting sword, by the way, that I just lost there. I'm just really bad at the video game. I was doing bottom treasure for crying out loud, because it was closer, but, you know. Yeah, there was a lot of failed Bastion runs. This one, my fire res ran out at an inopportune time. That one, the dragon perched the wrong way. And this one, my gold disappeared, allowing me to not distract the piglin. So most of the time, I'm willing to admit, the runs died because I'm bad at the video game. Also, there were some points where I didn't know how to find a fortress, and some points where I didn't know how to tell a stable's good gap from a stable's bad gap. I had plenty of classic runs that were also dropping like flies, but unlike the Bastion stuff, I'd spent way more time on them, and therefore it kind of worked out the nuances. So even though there was unfortunate circumstances where I get hit through my shield after spawning in the fortress, there are also some more fortunate circumstances. Yeah, this was a structureless magma ravine run, if you can believe that. goddamn nerves fucked up my 1 cycle. But, you know, I did it. I completed another classic run that beat my PB, and I'd only been doing this for like a week. I call that a W. I was hoping that with free time it would be the sub 25 because I'm too lazy to set up an in-game timer, because of course I am. But unfortunately, no, it was a 25:42, which is still pretty good. Alright? It's like PB by over a minute, so that's great. But now, you probably all have been wondering, or clicked off by now because you think I'm stupid, but if you haven't, if you're for some reason still here, you're probably wondering, Calvin, why the chicken fuck are you running Classic? Now, there's a multitude of reasons. Okay, now there's a few of them that I had earlier, which are unimportant, but for the moment, my main reason is this. The fuck you expect me to do against that? Stats and strats have gotten way too optimized for me to get anywhere near anything that would be even respectable. While with classic strats, I mean, it's not desirable, but at least I might be able to work with this. Now, of course, people just don't respect classic in general, but a classic speedrun is pretty different than a Bastion speedrun. I mean, people don't not run 1.14 because 1.16 is faster, same with 1.8 because 1.14 is faster, same with RSG because SSG is faster, and same with other games because Minecraft is faster. It's less about speed than it is about relative speed compared to the other runs in your category. Now, while Classic isn't actually a different category than Bastion, it has enough differences that I'd say it might as well be. So, I could get a sub 20 with Bastion or nobody would care, or I could get a sub 25 with Classic and everybody would call me stupid, even though deep down I'll truly know that there's not a lot of people who also have that. Meanwhile, there's a bajillion sub 15s with Bastion right now. So, I could take the path less traveled by. I mean, I have come up with some pretty good strats that would optimize the classic strat more and make me more likely to be able to catch up with those old runs. Or I could fight the losing battle that is going up against this. Yeah, I'm taking the path less traveled by. Now, people would argue that there's nothing impressive about just getting lucky, which is all that classic is. But if runners like Curryway and Dymax could get multiple sub 20s before Hypermodern showed up, while I spent 6 months on the strat and only got this, then yeah, I'd say that there's still a skill barrier. Trust me, I've done it enough to know that it ain't easy, okay? There's a lot of luck, but there's a lot of luck with all the runs, okay? It ain't easy. But, of course, since I knew this would still take me a decent amount of time, I would need something to make that time worthwhile, because Minecraft speedrunning eats your life. So, I decided that I would just do a little bit more streaming, like I used to. Like 26:13. Wait, I already hear lava pops. Oh, shit. Okay, you know, that would have been good if I actually remembered to craft a water bucket, but actually what I did there was just dug down immediately instead of making the bucket. So that run was dead anyways, because of my mistake. So, this is something. Ooh, okay, yep, there's a spin and ooh. Might be able to enter with that. Well, you know, I've had a lot of stupid ideas in my life. This one does not take the cake, not even a little bit. You have no idea what sort of stupid things I've done. But it is a pretty stupid idea. Stupidest run ever on a shitty pace. I mean, it's fine to enter at 6 minutes if you're like 1,000 blocks out. I am not 1,000 blocks out. Finally, the lava pops. You know, Mr. Lava, I'm at 5 minutes again. You know how much I just really love entering before the 5-minute mark, right? Don't y'all just love, like, not having gold armor? It's really just a poggers thing, isn't it? Oh, shit! Okay, wow, this is actually a really good nether. There's a fortress right there. That's a lot of gold. I don't suppose there's enough for you guys to actually be worth trading with, right? No. Oh, well, actually, that's quite a few. Nope. Okay, wow, yeah, this does get a lot of big ones. Most people get upset about getting the bridge bastion because it's apparently the slowest. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, I have 14 pearls. Ooh, hello, my pretty. Okay, we're 2 for 2. I can double portal. Something I've very rarely gotten the opportunity to do. 167.8 approximately. 168.4. I think that's fair. Can you guys tell I have no idea what I'm doing? Come on, I left faster than this on my PB. Hurry up. I mean, on that one, I wasn't blind traveling, and I did not have. Well, I wouldn't really call it calculated because I don't know. I didn't. Oh shit! Stay back. You don't melee me. I don't. Okay, we're out. We're leaving. We're leaving. Spawn in the stronghold. In the stronghold. Okay, don't actually, because then I wouldn't be able to get any food. Okay, you know, a desert is not that much better. Okay, there's not really exactly food in the desert either. It's a desert. Yeah, strongholds hate spawning in swamps for some reason. Okay, yeah, it's here. It's here. Don't break or I need to go eye. One eye, please. Oh, hardy, har. Yeah, very funny. Very fucking funny. Yeah. I royally screwed up the calculated travel, broke 3 eyes on the way, and did not get the 1 eye. No more PB for me. Yep. I do not know what I'm doing when it comes to this strat. You are a perfect house to tear apart and use cobblestone for it, and destroy someone's home in the process, instead of the far less damaging just go underground and then dig it from there, which would only take a few seconds longer, but that is a few seconds that I do not have. So, I'm going to break this person's house. Yeah, while I was streaming, my mom did something, and the internet went out. It was a kind of good seed, too. Oh well. But that and the stuff with the digging into the lava and the weird ruined portal thingy doesn't really matter here. What matters is that I got a run where I got a 7-minute bastion and turned into the easiest bastion with a fortress right next to it and 20 obsidian, and I still fucked up somehow. Meanwhile, on Classic, I retimed this one. It wasn't a PB, it was like a 2604. But that's still pretty impressive for Classic, once again. Now, I was feeling pretty good about myself at this point. I mean, I had gotten 2 runs under 27 minutes with these strats. I feel like I could get the sub 25. It's basically inevitable at this point. And so I grinded. This run I went to the Stronghold Ring first, despite that it's still pretty late enter, but right next to a fortress. That's pretty good. But dude, there was absolutely like no gold I could find anywhere to trade. The entire place was barren. Until, that is, I found a gold block in a ruined portal, at which point this happened. But then this I fell in the ravine, and I opted to just leave it there, and then I had 2 breaks, and it was a 0i. Also, I accidentally reset the timer. Meanwhile, on Bastion strats... And yes, I know that getting bad luck, which would have been even worse than Classic, isn't exactly a good reason to switch to a worse strat, but as I've said a million times, by this point, a good run with Classic meant a whole lot more to me than a great run with Bastion. So I kept going. On one run, which was the first run I had since I got the 2604, I had to leave with 8 pearls, banking on yet another 4i, the odds of getting 2 in a row of which are, by the way, insanely low. And also I had 3 eye breaks. You guys think I got the 7 I required to open the damn thing? Well, I did not even make it to the stronghold. My dad was calling me for dinner, and it was already 25 minutes in. And I thought, is it really worth it for this run that's got a less than 1% chance of finishing? No, it wasn't. I didn't want to anger the parents, so I just threw, and it was a 1-eye, by the way. But regardless of me not getting any 1 in 20,000 chances, I was close. Very close. I could feel that it would be very soon when I got the sub-25 Classic finally. I was completing quite a few runs and getting on at least some sort of pace on many more. It was right around the corner and I could feel it. And later the very same day, I filled in this bad boy. Fastest nether split I've ever gone, by the way. My second fastest one exited 2 minutes later and entered 1 minute earlier. This is currently sub 20 pace, especially with all the ocean and the pearls. I just don't have beds. not my fastest end enter. The sub 25 throw I mentioned at the start of this video was about 1 minute and 20 seconds faster, but still pretty friggin' good. And if the dragon perches... Oh, never mind. My slow spent so long getting over there that he decided to go east-west. At the beginning of this video on another one, the dragon was also perching this way, but I didn't realize it and I put my obsidian the wrong way. This time, though, I was ready. Holy shit, kebab! Okay, I'm pretty sure that sub 23 or 3 time, not retime, still the biggest oh my god I've ever oh my god. Okay, well. At last, I've completed the long-term, time-wasting, useless life goal. But it still can be better. For one, there was that whole minute where I started digging for lava, then undug for lava, which I would have reset over if I didn't have the gold blocks, but thankfully there was a magma ravine right there, so I still got sub 430. And then, for another one, my travel split fucking sucked. It took me like 12 minutes. And I had ocean, and even though there was mountains, I had pearls, so the mountains shouldn't have been that big of a deal. But unfortunately, I absolutely suck at travel splits. Even though I usually tell myself, okay, give yourself 10 minutes after you exit the nether, that should be sufficient. It rarely is because I'm so slow at it. For one, I failed my triangulation. Yep, that would do it. I spent a bunch of time in that cave wandering around. I need to get better at that. It was the most obvious triangulation ever, and I still botched it. For two, I usually go off my ender eye line. I didn't do that too much this time because I was throwing a lot of pearls. I was like throwing eyes to make sure. I was worried, which is not going to be good in situations where I leave with 6 rods or only like 11 eyes of ender or something. And then for 3, I paused a shit ton of times during that travel split. Like, you saw how many times I entered my inventory during that. Like, I had to keep... Like, for one, there was shearing sheep and getting wood for the beds, which, you know, fair enough, I do need to do that. But that was also crafting a flint and steel, using it on mobs, and then I had to keep sorting through my inventory because it was extremely full. I need to do better inventory management next time, because it is honestly costing me sub 20 here. So yeah, I'm going to work on getting those travel splits to be better, because there was only like 1,600 blocks. So I should have been able to get the faster time. But aside from that, I do intend on going for the sub 20 classic and maybe some Bastion runs so I don't get made fun of too much. I'm hoping to stream sometime there during break. Probably not too much because... Oh. As I was saying, probably not too much because A, it's Christmas time. I've got to spend time with my family. B, I'm going to be going to New York for a couple days, which, you know, I'm looking forward to that, but it also means less content. And 3, there's just in general some other stuff that I plan on doing that weekend. And streaming takes up a shit ton of time. But I do intend on doing it at least, like, a few times, so... You know, look forward to that. And, anyways, thank you for watching this video. Bye. It took me forever, and that's not even counting the speedrun time. I edited it. It took me forever to edit this.